Hey,
Hey everybody, how's everyone doing?
it
Oh,
is a Monday, and you know what that means.
rundown of the weekend's game, and it was definitely an interesting one for sure. Um,
Yeah, it
a
felt
lot
like
of
a quintessential Brit Ball week. We had blowouts, we had
a very
uh,
interesting scoreline in a couple games, which sort of threw me for a loop. I'm not
we
gonna
had
lie.
walkovers, we had blowouts, and we had upsets. So full on Brit Ball week.
Yeah, that's true. It really is, isn't it?
There we go. The South Wales Warriors keep rolling.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I was shocked. It was good seeing you as well, Russ. It was very good seeing you after that rude comment that you gave to me yesterday. But I'll let it pass. I'll let it pass.
What did he say? Can't call them out and not call them out properly. What did he say?
He said that Russ takes better pictures than me. It felt very attacked after that statement.
Does Russ take better pictures than you?
Of course not.
So you're saying Russ takes shit pictures?
Yes.
And he has just every right to feel aggrieved that you do. Out here
um,
calling out man Russ and his photo taking.
but no. It was yesterday was very interesting in many different aspects.
So you obviously went to see the Cats play the Cheetahs then.
Yeah, because I had just arrived
Just
from
down the road.
yeah, and I didn't know that the Blitz game didn't kick off till 4, so
Right.
I would have traveled down there very easy earlier, and it would have been hot.
Why have you frozen?
No, I'm still here. I'm sorry. I just read South Wales Warriors must be one of the best in Div 1.
Their defense must be one of the
Defense.
best in Div 1.
Yeah,
That's a fair
it's a fair point. It's a fair
what
statement.
yeah, I was gonna say, like the look on your face looked like you wanted to openly refute that statement. And
Nah,
I don't think you can.
I can't. I can't. They are in the quarterfinals. They played really well against the Olympians, who absolutely did shit all yesterday. I knew they were going to let me down, but I still backed them either way. Yeah, but again, I digress. We will talk about that in a second. Yeah, so I went down to the Cheetahs Cats game. Didn't go well for the final game for the Cats. It was not a good look. It was sort of the same old story that it's been for most of the season, where it's a lot of incompletions, a lot of penalties. There was a lot of penalties actually. I think one drive, Cheetahs got 15-yard penalty from the Cats because of unnecessary roughness. Gave that 15 yards back by a bad snap. So
They got the win though. They got the win. That's all
yeah,
that matters.
the Cheetahs did get the win, but it was just such a no, not the final game for the Cats, final game for the Cheetahs. But yeah, it was just penalties after penalties at some point, and it was just really bad. I'd say the Cheetahs have a good defense. Their offense is just struggling to catch up, and yeah, go through the season's over, so they see what happens next year, pretty much.
Right. Well, for the Cats themselves, they will more than likely finish out the season at 6-4. They've got the Warriors to play next week.
Unless the Warriors decide not to.
I think even if they have to decide not to turn up, they have to award a walkover victory.
Yeah, they will never do that. So,
and that's not disrespectful to the Cats in any way, shape, or form. That's just the state of Brit Ball at this moment in time. So,
yeah.
So we've got the Cats. They've got the Warriors left to play. Aztecs go up against the Blitz again.
Yep.
Looking for a bit of performance. Should we just jump straight into the Prem?
Yeah.
Rundown then.
Yeah. You just mentioned Bristol 14, London Blitz 0.
Yes. And the scoreline for the Cats Cheetahs game was 23-3.
Yes. The Blitz Aztecs game was 7-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
I was searching online like mad trying to find out what was going on in that game because I couldn't figure it out for the life of me what was going on. I thought that it was going to be I generally did think it was going to be a bigger scoreline. But for it to be just 2 scores is...
Do Bristol rest their players for the reverse fixture against Blitz with it being a nothing burger for them?
I could see that they do, but Bristol doesn't really have the big enough squad to really actually rest players anyway.
I mean, they won't have, unless they have a squad of 22, they'll be able to rest some players.
Yeah, some will get rested, but not like...
Not a full O&D swap.
I'd say 8 will probably get rested.
Okay.
And then the rest will play.
Because the next game is a nothing burger. Like,
yeah.
It does not matter what the result is in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter what their result is. It doesn't matter what the Cats' result is. Like, worst case scenario, they're both tied. Sorry, excuse me. Worst case scenario, they're both tied 7-3. And then because Bristol beat them twice, they make the playoffs anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. So Kurt's just said that Bristol and Blitz are both 2 good teams. Historically, I would agree with you on the Blitz front. They've struggled this season.
This year's been very
I wonder if this has been because their recent performances have been a lot different than their beginning of season performances.
Yes.
So you look at 14-0 against the Aztecs. Week before that, beat the Cheetahs. Beat the Cheetahs 24-10. They got railed by the Warriors, but
they got shut out. They got shut out by the Cheetahs the Cats the second time at home. They opened up the season really good.
So the first time they played the Warriors, they beat them 35. They lost them 35-6.
Yes.
So they started the season very, very poorly. There was talk of merging the A team and B team, and were they even going to survive? And was there going to be people just splitting out and everything like that?
Yeah.
To the Aztecs, this is a dead rubber game. This means nothing.
It does mean nothing at all. It's just a game that just has to be played to fulfill the season. That's pretty much all it is. Yeah. But it does give those that are wanting to play for the team again next year to sort of show up and sort of show out.
Sorry. I was meaning it's a nothing game for Bristol. I think this is for London, this is there's a lot to prove.
Yeah, because if you can look, it's 14-0. It's not a big score. If they travel well and they could put on a somewhat good performance, which I believe this game will be streamed on Sunday, because it is at the Aztecs ground. So it should be an interesting one, and I'll be intrigued to see how this game plays out for the Blitz itself. But
yeah, for sure. It's just it's gonna be interesting. The other game in that division, London Warriors 55, Solid Thrashers 0.
It's just a nothing. It's from what I was seeing on the Warriors Instagram page, they played a lot of. It looked like they played a lot of the backups, people that don't usually start. They started the new QB, from what I'm seeing. And he looked really good. So it's just another win.
Silent finishes the season 0-10, as we thought they would.
Yeah. Relegated down.
Relegated down off to Div 1. See what happens with players and things like that. If we see an exodus of people, if people go other places because they want to keep playing Prem Ball, or if they can maintain the majority of their roster and make a push to jump straight back up at the end of next season and be there for back in the Prem for 2026.
Yeah, I just don't know though. They will have to play. They'll have to fight Rushmore for that Premiership promotion game. So for anybody who didn't pick up on that, that's obviously the comment that Micah is hiding behind is the automatic promotion of East Kent. So it's
It's the concealed statement that for them to be playing Rushmore means that Rushmore do not get promoted this time round, and East Kent is 100% going up. So veiled comment from Micah there, aimed at certain people that we know.
But it's not surprising.
Well, that's the thing. So curiosity, right? If Rushmore does get promoted, like East Kent, falls off. Yep. Rushmore does get promoted. Do you see players leaving Solent for Rushmore?
Yes.
Just to maintain that Prem level of quality?
Yes. I think not a lot of people can stick out with the grind.
Mm.
Not a lot of people can stick with a rebuilding
days at Oxford.
Yeah. Wow. That hasn't been rebuilding for God knows how long.
I mean, the other issue is obviously with the moment you get relegated, your opponents and schedule and travel schedule goes up in the air. When you're in the Prem, you know who you're going to be playing.
You know where you're going.
You know where you're going. You know who you're going to be playing. You know what your travel schedule is. You look at it and you're like, right, I've got 4 games in London. I got 2 games in Bristol.
1 game in Bristol.
1 game. Yeah. So 2 games in London. Because Hertfordshire's not London.
Yeah, it's not London. It's just
So I've got 2 games in London. I've got 1 game in Bristol, 1 game in Hertfordshire, and 1 game in Cambridgeshire.
Yeah, and that's it.
And that's my schedule. That's my schedule right there.
You're nice and solid.
But the moment you drop down to Div 1, you've got fucking BAFA realignments to contend with because different teams geographically coming up, different teams geographically coming back down. So it's just like, ugh. So it throws everything through a bit of a loop. So players may go, well, because Solent getting relegated down to Div 1, you would assume they would end up in a division with
Apaches, not Hereford. They should.
They should be in with Bournemouth. They should be in with Bournemouth.
Yes.
Portsmouth. They should.
No, the question is, will they?
It depends if Sussex gets promoted as well. You would assume Sussex would be in that division.
Yeah. Hereford. No. Yeah. Somerset, Bournemouth, South Wales, and Bristol Apache. Unless South Wales beat Rushmore.
Yeah.
On Sunday. So.
I don't want to get into the BAFA realignment chats and
Not yet.
That's anyway. An off-season discussion. How many are likely to promote team from Div 1? Is it just one team?
One team each. One team in the north, one team in the south.
Yeah. One from the north goes up, one from the south. Russ reckons that Rushmore are very strong next season. Youth, junior, senior squads all undefeated. It's true. They had a complete as a franchise club sort of thing. They had a completely undefeated regular season.
Yeah.
They did not lose a single game between under 16s, under 18s, and
my only gripe is who did Rushmore really play other than Wembley Stallions?
Do you mean at the senior level?
At the senior level, where Portsmouth really good.
Yeah, but that's okay. That was
the Hornets, who was a walkover already. We already knew that they were going to lose the second game, and Oxford Saints are Oxford Saints.
No, but we were talking about this that was rife throughout the entire Div 1. That outside of the top 2 teams in each division, the rest of the division was garbage. So that's. I'm not going to fault Rushmore for saying outside of Wembley, who did they really play? Because for Bristol, outside of South Wales, or for South Wales, outside of Bristol, who did they really play?
But then East Kent, we can't say that for East Kent.
Well, you can. It was East Kent, and it was the O's.
Yes, but the games were a lot tougher for some of them. Other than Norwich, East Kent beat Olympians by 1 point. They beat.
And the Olympians lost to South Wales. So then that's his more tougher competition between Bristol and South Wales then.
Well, Bristol ain't in it anymore, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
But the point that I'm trying to say is we can't knock Rushmore for saying
I'm not.
When the rest of Div 1, there's like the teams that made the playoffs were the only good teams in Div 1 in the South. That was it. If you made the playoffs, you were a good team. If you didn't make the playoffs, you weren't a good team. Yeah, and I know that's going to piss Nana off. But it's the facts.
It is the facts.
The fact of the matter is, if you did not make playoffs, you were not a good team.
Like they had a good ending to the season, which is true.
Each div had like an average team. So that was Bournemouth, Kent, and Portsmouth. They were all average. Yes. because all three of them finished 4-4.
Yeah.
Top two for each division were good teams. Made playoffs, they were good teams. Portsmouth, Bournemouth, Kent, average teams. Like proper average. Below that were bad teams.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Wish South Wales were playing Kent next because if they're like the O's, they've got a big chance to win. Are we saying that bloating Div 1 with Div 2 teams is maybe not a great idea? God damn, who would have guessed? Yeah, absolutely. Beth is just sitting there looking at it going, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. What are they doing here?
But no, yeah. Let's talk about Div 1 in a second.
We need to talk about Div 1, Prem North.
Yeah. Can we go to the obvious one? The obvious two first. East Kilbride got the walkover from last week.
Don't need to talk about that. That's the walkover win. It's done.
Manchester Titans 43, Edinburgh Wolves 0. So that was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
The game that mattered the most, Tamworth Phoenix versus Newcastle Vikings. Did you go to the game?
I didn't go.
Oh.
No, I discovered a new video game that I wanted to play. So I stayed in my house and I sat in my chair and I didn't move.
Love it. So I remember turning the game on after the Cheetahs game and saw that the Tamworth Phoenix were 21-9 up in the third quarter. I didn't watch the rest of the stream.
And they fucked it with a capital PH.
Yes. It got to like 8 p.m. I looked on Instagram. I was like, oh, interesting. Let's see what the score was. Thinking that Tamworth had scored 2 more. And then I saw touchdown Newcastle. And I saw 22-21 final score. I was like, Newcastle are in the playoffs. Newcastle are traveling to London.
Tamworth controlled their own future, and they stumbled at the last hurdle.
Yes.
I don't think, in the grand scheme of things, it really matters because either one of those two teams would get their bottoms paddled like a naughty little child the moment they travel down to London. Like that is the matter. The fact of the matter is they would just get absolutely blasted off the park by the Warriors. So well done to Newcastle. You know, first season in the Prem. First season in the Prem,
made playoffs.
First season in the Prem made playoffs. You are one of the 4 best teams in the country in your first season in the Prem.
And who
well done. That deserves a proper, like, not even sarcasm. Like, that deserves a proper fucking well done, like, amazing work. Best top 4 team in the country in your first season. So,
I'm even more proud of myself, to be fair. I'll give myself a pat on the back. Because I called him at the beginning of the season. So
you did. I jumped on the bandwagon after week 1. I was
Edinburgh. You went to watch them live.
I was Edinburgh. Yeah, no, that's it. I was Edinburgh in the preseason, and then I jumped on the Newcastle bandwagon after week 1. So Dale said Vikings versus Phoenix game was a great game. Vikings jumped out to an early lead. Phoenix pulled it back, got 21 at half time. Vikings rallied, made some great plays.
No.
Charlie Funkett, O's are done for 24. Good bunch of loudmouth posers good bunch of punctuation matters. Not a good bunch. Good bunch of loudmouth posers who are completely for themselves. Played okay in a shocking division. Damn, son.
Damn. Damn. Wow.
Who do you think's? We'll talk about that when we get to Div 1. So yes, Newcastle travels down to London and they get the reward of playing the Warriors. Tamworth get the reward of dead rubber game versus East Kilbride.
The only plus side, right, is that Newcastle could stay down for Bank Holiday weekend and go Carnival the next day. Because it's on Bank Holiday weekend.
Tamworth play East Kilbride,
which means nothing.
Where?
It does mean nothing now.
No, it means nothing for playoffs. Bragging rights, it matters because both teams are 4-1.
Ooh.
So
East Kilbride could still
third. East Kilbride is still third. The thing is, that's the thing. They've played each other once this season already, and they drew. And they drew. We have no idea who is better out of these two teams. So this would be if we get another draw, it's just gonna be better. But and arguably the best. You get to bragging rights of the third best team because EKP has already won bragging rights for the best team in Scotland. They beat the Wolves twice, and they're also a full game above them. And the Wolves have got to play Manchester. So EKP best team in Scotland. This is the third best team in the North.
Correct.
So bragging rights are on the line. So it's not a nothing burger game like Bristol versus London Blitz.
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
Titans get to play Bristol. So that is their playoff game.
The third time that they've met in the playoffs again.
Yeah, but when you've only got two good teams in each division. Yeah, well, actually, that's not fair. That's
exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. I say that's not fair, but then I look and Newcastle's at 7-3 and Tamworth's at 4-4-1. So there's a big fucking game is a big fucking difference.
It all comes down again for the South. It always depends on that first. It's always that first game against Bristol and
Bristol Warriors. Yeah.
So if whoever takes the first lead in that game in the season, then they have the better option, but. They choked. Bristol choked the second game against Warriors, and it just seemed like they just didn't recover very well after that first touchdown.
Did not go well for them. So the Warriors and Titans will both finish their regular season campaigns undefeated.
Yeah.
Both the second place teams, Newcastle and Bristol, will finish it. So Bristol should finish at 8-2. Newcastle will finish at 7-3.
Hold up. Have Titans lost the game in the last 3 years?
I think we talked about this. Someone mentioned that I think the last time they lost the game was in 2022.
Yes.
No.
It was 2022, yeah.
No, because they were back-to-back champs.
No, yeah, not yeah. That's the year that's the first year they won it.
Yeah, so didn't they go undefeated?
No, they lost one game to Tamworth, I believe. Yeah, they lost to Tamworth 27-21.
Yeah. So they lost in 2022, but they
damn. Okay, that's a
last season and this season they've gone undefeated.
Yeah.
So they've lost one game in 3 years so far.
So it's going to be a very interesting finals.
There it is. Yeah. Titan lost away to Tamworth in the first year in 2022.
So it will be. Look, I've been shouting it and raving it that finals is.
Yeah. Coventry is going to be good. I don't really care about the playoff 2v1 swap. It just it doesn't move the needle for me unless Bristol finally decide to actually activate something in this game that they haven't shown all season.
If they do, that will be interesting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to round 3. I am looking forward to round 3.
Yeah.
So it's good.
All right. Div 1.
Yep. So first playoff game in the South: Bristol Apache 13, Wembley Stallions 16. You gotta love it. It was a 12 p.m. kickoff, so obviously Wembley Stallions had a very, very early day. Away day to. But they came out with the win. A very, very big win.
No, shout out to Wembley. It's massive. It's absolutely massive.
Very, and they now get the honor to travel all the way to East Kent.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
They got to travel all the way to East Kent to play East Kent Mavericks, which will probably be a 2 p.m. kickoff again.
Yeah, because South Wales travels to Rushmore.
Yes. And obviously the other game in the South as well. We'll talk about both games covers at the same time.
Yeah, so South Wales. So we had two London teams travelling to the West Country, or the West Country plus Wales, the Western Country. So both South Wales and Bristol put up 13 points. The difference was Wembley put up. Yeah, Wembley put up 16. The O's put up 0 points. Big old nil point.
Oh,
no. Yeah, 12 kickoff at East Kent Mavericks versus Wembley. That's That's not as bad. Getting to Kent is not as bad as getting to Wales, though.
It's not. But if there's trouble on the Dartford crossing or the Blackwall Tunnel, it makes it significantly a lot longer.
Makes it less fun.
But no, okay. So 12 p.m. kickoff. I wish that game was getting streamed, but it probably won't be.
Big shout out to South Wales defense, shutting out the Olympians.
Shutting out. From what I saw on the couple clips that South Wales put up, there were at least 2 picks, a fumble on a punt return by the Olympians. Typical. But yeah, they just couldn't put it together and they just couldn't get the ball downfield. It was, it looked really bad. I'm going to be honest.
South Wales allowed 56 points all season in regular season play.
That's really good.
That's really good.
That's really good.
And then you mention obviously the playoff game. So that's 56 points in 9 games. So what's that? 7 points, averaging 7 points against the game.
Yeah.
Bristol was at 39 and they just gave up 16 and obviously they're not going to play again. So they were 55 points. So both Bristol and South Wales averaging essentially 7 points against per game, but only one of them's gone through.
Yep.
So, yeah, South Wales have conceded 22 points in the last 7 games. They have been on fire defensively.
That's good. Now, will the travel... They're traveling to Rushmore, so it's
Who do you think's got the most high-powered offense out of Rushmore and East Kent? I would personally say Rushmore.
Rushmore are probably the better outfit offensively. But they're defensively, they're not.
I would say East Kent's a better defense.
Yeah, defensively they're not the best. So it'll be a great matchup. Obviously,
hey, we've got to get through. We've got to get through Wembley versus.
I said it would be a great matchup. I didn't say it's going to be a great matchup, even though we both have them both at the playoff game. So
this is arguably going to be the best defense in Div 1 versus the best offense in Div 1.
Yes, it would be if they both make it to the.
No. I'm talking about South Wales versus.
Rushmore
versus Rushmore.
Yeah. Rushmore.
South Wales has got to be a top 2 defense in Div 1, right? It's got to be. If it's not them, it's East Kent.
Yes.
So we're looking at top 1, top 2 defense versus the top offense. So very, very good game. Looking forward to between Rushmore and South Wales. East Kent versus Wembley. I feel like Wembley doesn't get their flowers.
They don't get their flowers, and I think the reason why they don't get their flowers is they tend to fumble at the final moment. At the moment where it looks like they've got everything going, they got everything in the right direction every year. So every time they got into a position that they have the chance to earn promotion, or whatever, it fumbles at the last moment.
So then, would that mean that does that mean they lose to East Kent then? Is that the fumbling at the last moment? Or would the fumbling at the last moment be they beat East Kent and then lose to Rushmore or South Wales?
The thing is, if they beat East Kent, then crap. No, I don't want to submit and say that Rushmore will be the better.
Well, Rushmore is a better team than them. We've seen it. They beat them twice. They beat them twice.
But playing the team 3 times, it's always difficult to beat a team 3 times in a season.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
but we've got a unique thing, because obviously it was always going to happen with 3 divisions and 4 teams. One division was going to put 2 teams through.
Yep.
That division is Rushmore and Wembley. So that's the words SFC 1 Central. SFC 1 Central. So right now we can say if Rushmore if East Kent makes it through and Rushmore beats South Wales, you would assume Rushmore's through and plays Nottingham in the final.
No, we assume that East Kent's through and plays
Rushmore. No, but I said if Wembley beats East Kent.
Yes, if Wembley beats East Kent, then that will probably be the outcome, and completely so.
Yeah.
Because their offense is probably the most high-powered offense in Div 1. In the South, not in the North. So, and they've got a great running game. I'm not sure about I don't know who their QB is or whatever, but yeah, it will be Rushmore.
Right, on to the North.
I'm still going to hear that later.
We
had two blowouts. We had two bloody blowouts. I didn't see the blowouts coming, but I saw the victories for these two teams coming.
Tibbs doesn't hang out with us anymore. He doesn't streams. He is too cool. He's got that ELF money, so
exactly. So
he doesn't slum it with Sport Tank anymore. Like he's now ELF royalty. Man's rolling around in a G-Wagon.
So we had Scunthorpe Alphas 62, Shropshire Revolution 7, and then we had Yorkshire Rams 44, Inverclyde Goliaths 6.
I mean,
Jesus.
Yeah, is there any chance that Yorkshire knew what they were doing when they let that dude illegally play so they could avoid Nottingham until the final?
I think they did. Because
Scunthorpe's going to go and ultimately it doesn't matter because if you want to make the Prem, you have to play Nottingham one. You got to beat Nottingham one way or the other. Yeah. So
do we think that any of the other teams will do it?
Well, I'll tell you what, Scunthorpe's come right at the right fucking time. They have been on a tear.
But
the last few games. So
62. Now again, I have seen Shropshire play recently. Did Shropshire have their 24 players? 25.
That's what I was gonna ask is like on the Shropshire because obviously Scunthorpe, Yorkshire again. 4 teams go through 3 divisions. 2 teams are going to come from the same division.
Yeah.
In this instance, it's the NFC 1 North and it's Scunthorpe and Yorkshire. Are Shropshire and Inverclyde a little bit of pretenders?
Yeah. Although Shropshire did just get promoted, so making it to the playoffs was a good.
True, very true. No, yeah, true. That's unfair of me.
Apparently, Alphas didn't even have their starting quarterback.
And nobody wants to go to Glasgow, so you get the choice of either traveling to Glasgow or playing Nottingham. Everybody's like, I'd rather play Nottingham. Rather play Nottingham. Fuck going to Glasgow. It's rough. It's rough for the Rams as well because. Luckily enough, they got the home game versus Inverclyde, so they didn't have to do two Scotland games on the trot.
True.
So,
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. That's
it would have been quite funny because obviously if Inverclyde had won, they travel away to Glasgow, but it's not. But it's like it's just across
Glasgow. Here we go.
So, Inverclyde were leading their division to the second to last week. Yeah, the Inverclyde Glasgow, it all sort of turned to fuckery at the end of their.
That flipped.
And that's like this will be in response to me saying Inverclyde a little bit of pretenders, and I say that because I think Yorkshire's going to beat the fucking skin off of Glasgow as well. Yeah. I don't think the Div 1 Scottish teams can hang with the Div 1 English teams.
No, because the 2 good teams are in the Prem already. And I don't really see there being 3 teams in the Prem.
No,
in the North.
Yeah, so I think Yorkshire. I think Yorkshire's going to do pretty much the same thing they did to Inverclyde to Glasgow.
Yeah, I agree.
But we'll talk about that in the prediction side of things. But so yeah, the scores we had 62-7 Scunthorpe over Shropshire Revolution, 44-6 Yorkshire over Inverclyde. Massive game for Scunthorpe. Offense firing right at the time you want it to when you've got to go to Nottingham.
So it was the 35-7 at halftime that caught my eye. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So that means the next score it was instant running clock, and they were able to still put on 4 scores if I'm correct, or 3 scores to get to 62 with a running clock.
Damn.
Yeah.
Since losing to Chester 24-21 in week 8, so beginning of June, so talking 2 months ago now, they'd beaten Humber 55-6, Chester again 50-7, Humber 34-6, Sheffield 23-7, and then Shropshire 62-7. So they have been
peaked at the right time.
Fire. Yeah, they've peaked at the right time. They've been on fire.
It'll be an interesting game, Shropshire versus Nottingham. I think it may be an interesting game because again they're traveling down.
It might be close. It might be closer than we think, but at the same time, I remember we said something
similar.
about
recently.
We said something similar about another game to Nottingham, and someone was like, "Isn't it disrespectful?" No, actually, sorry, that was Titans versus Vikings. No, we've been the whole time we've been saying Nottingham's going to blow them out of the water.
So, yeah.
So we had no Div 2 games. That covers everything, I believe.
Div 2, yep, that's everything. Div 2 playoffs don't start until
this week. Both went 8-2.
Lovely.
So the games that you got wrong, we both picked the Olympians over South Wales. So apologies for that.
Yeah,
our Welsh compatriots. You picked the Phoenix over the Vikings, and I picked the Apache over the Stallions. So we both went 8-2.
Damn, I should have just gone with South Wales. No, I'm not kidding. All right. So week 17, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
We got a lot of games.
We have 12 games this week.
Hey.
12 games that will soon cut down and tell us who will be in the playoff promotion game.
We get the mighty Div 2 joining us this
week. Yes, we do. But we will start off with the Prem South first. Two nothing games. Unfortunately, it is what it is. London Blitz versus Bristol Aztecs, the reverse fixture back in Bristol, and the London Warriors travel to Cambridgeshire Cats to both finish off their regular season fixtures. I'm going with the Aztecs and Warriors.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I think if this one was played at Finsbury Park, I would take the Blitz.
Yeah.
If this was a home game for the Blitz as the last game of the season, I would take the Blitz. Because it's home for the Aztecs. I'm going to take the Aztecs.
And the field at Finsbury Park is
concrete parking lot.
Lord,
the Finsbury parking lot. And then Warriors. Yeah,
Warriors versus Cats. Yeah.
Sorry, Cambridgeshire. It's RIP.
Nothing.
Congratulations on the season. 6-4. Beautiful work.
Third best team in the South.
Wait,
it's not bad. You probably will finish with the season.
They'll finish third. They will 100%.
The third best team in the South. They will finish the season 6-4.
Yes.
They will have scored 216 points and conceded 242.
And then the rest of whatever London runs up on them.
Yes. So
I think they score versus London. I reckon they get a good. I reckon they put up about 20 versus London.
20. That's
purely because I don't think London rolls out their cream of the crop team for it.
Maybe not, but the cream of the crop team will travel.
Yeah, for sure.
Travel, and they will only come on when things get a bit.
Well, that's the thing. If Cambridge puts up 20 odd points, Tony's putting the starters back in. The disrespect.
It will get a bit.
Mate, someone.
So yeah,
someone. If the Cats put up more than 25,
the Cats didn't score. The Cats didn't score against Warriors this season. They went 0. They had a 0 burger.
Did they?
I was at the game. Yeah, they didn't score at all. They got 65-0. It was 65-0. Warriors started off fast that game, and it was just done. It was over.
You're right. Yeah, no. I think they score. I think they score about 20. I think, but if they start pushing 30, I feel like Tony Allen's gonna
30.
Yeah. Tony's gonna kill some people, but they won't. No, I reckon they score. I think they score 3 times.
That's still 21 points. Oh, wait. Is that field goals? Or
no,
you think you're slick there? You think you're slick? Touchdowns?
I reckon they get in the end zone 3 times. I don't know whether it's offense, defense, special teams, what, but I reckon they get in the end zone 3 times. Now watch someone clip this, send it to Tony, and he rolls out his fucking starting 22 for the entire game, and they put 80 on them.
That would be a very interesting way to end the season.
Fucking statement game.
Sure.
Well, Bristol put 77.
True, that is true. But
no, I think they get in the end.
That was with Cambridge traveling to Bristol.
Yep.
The first game that Cambridge played Bristol, it was 37. I believe it was 37-24. 34, 35.
35-17. 35-17. Yeah. I think they get into the end zone 3. Yeah, could be some safeties. No, I think they get in the end zone 3 times. Or at least maybe not think I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful to get in the end zone 3 times.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, I'm taking the Warriors. I'm like, it's not a like.
And then we have the North games. We have Manchester Titans versus Edinburgh Wolves.
Titans.
Yeah, there's nothing else to really say. And then obviously, I guess the game for third place, East Kilbride versus Tamworth Phoenix. It looks like it's in Coventry.
It is in Coventry.
So I don't know how East Kilbride travels.
I'm taking Tamworth because they're at home,
and their defense is pretty good. Except for what happened yesterday. So
still only allowing 22.
True.
So I'm taking Tamworth as well.
Okay. So now we go into the playoffs, quarterfinals, Division 2.
What? No, Div 1.
You want to go Div 1 first?
Yeah, Prem Div 1, Div 2.
But you don't want to finish off with Div 1.
We should have finished off with the Prem. We should have started with Div 2, but
true, but it's a regular season game. So.
Let's give Div 2 their flowers because we haven't talked about them all show. So we'll go Div 1 first.
Okay, fine. Div 1 quarterfinals, we have Rushmore Knights versus South Wales Warriors. I'm gonna go Rushmore.
You taking Rushmore?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Rushmore for this one. Again, I feel like traveling does take a bit out of teams. They're not really firing at in the first quarter. It does take some teams some time to pick up when it's a long travel. So I'm taking Rushmore on this one.
I'm going to take Rushmore as well, purely because I've been down on South Wales the entire season. I'm probably not going to start changing it now.
Oh, Gary, you want us to do score predictions as well?
Hell no. No.
I'm not falling for that trick.
Bad enough when I get it wrong and people start fucking calling me out in the comments and Facebook posts and everything else. I'm not giving them a reason to be like, not only did you think we were going to lose, you thought we wouldn't score at all. We scored 50, you stupid cunt.
Oh no. Yeah, I've gone Rushmore. You've gone Rushmore as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been down on South Wales the entire season, and I feel disrespectful to it's the whole you weren't with us when we were 0-1. We're 0-1. Don't be with us when we're in the playoffs, sort of thing. So no, it's like if they win, fucking congratulations, well done. But
that's a tight game.
Well, that's the thing. Arguably the best offense in Div 1 South versus the best defense in Div 1 South. So I think it'll be a close game. I do. Yeah. I think South Wales will come to play, but I think Rushmore will get it done.
Fair. And then we have the other quarterfinals in the South. We have East Kent Mavericks versus Wembley Stallions at East Kent Mavericks. I'm going with East Kent. I don't know why I hesitated or even thought about that. I've been blowing smoke up their asses all season. So
yeah, what are you doing? I've already put Mavericks in the spreadsheet beside your name. So I wasn't even waiting for you to pick. No, I had a question before. And I held on to it because I wanted to talk about it now when we're at the playoffs. We were talking about how there's only been 2 good teams in each division, and then someone mentioned about how the O's were a fucking team full of gobshites, and they were lucky that they played in a shit division. Now, by saying that they played in a shit division, you're essentially insinuating, because I said also there was 3 average teams in Div 1, and that was Exiles.
Yes.
Bournemouth.
Yep.
Who the fuck was the other team? Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Exiles, Portsmouth, Bournemouth were 3 average teams.
Okay.
Who would you say is the best out of those 3?
The best out of those 3. All right. The way,
who Kent plays Portsmouth.
They all finished 4-4.
Exactly. take home and away out of it. So, like, let's just say they all travel with their full teams, rah, just like best team versus best roster versus best roster versus best roster.
Looking at the numbers, it would be Bournemouth. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. It would be Portsmouth. That's a lie. Sorry,
okay,
that was wrong. It will be Portsmouth.
Right. So, that's looking at the numbers. Do you think Portsmouth is the best of those three teams?
I would say no, because East Exiles came on in the last 2-3 games really, really well. They played their last couple games really, really well. Like, they played the London Olympians after they only lost to London Olympians 21-13. They lost and they beat Norwich. Well, everyone beat Norwich.
Yeah.
They lost to Olympians 17-9 again on the reverse. They beat Blitz B 35-6. They beat Blitz B again 18-8, and then they just lost to East Kent Mavericks 22-18.
So that's my question. My question is: you think the Exiles are the best team of those three?
Towards the end of the season, yes, but I would probably
just if they played against each other now, like it's fucking battle royale, 3 teams, how you want to do it, but they all feel the best teams. They play a round robin tournament.
I probably would give it to East Kent.
You give it to Kent?
I probably would give it to Kent.
So Kent, and then who would you put second? Portsmouth or Bournemouth?
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth, and then Bournemouth third.
Yeah.
So I would do the same thing, which then that leads me to believe that South Wales and Bristol had the easiest division.
Yes, I would.
And then I would say that the O's and East Kent were in the most difficult division. Because the thing is, there was 2 very good teams in each division. There was also 2 fucking utter garbage teams in each division. Like for Rushmore, Rushmore and Wembley had the Hornets,
Portsmouth Hornets, and
Oxford Saints.
Now, and when you're looking at it, so Rushmore obviously scored 278, Stallions 224, Portsmouth 216, then Hornets 64, and then Saints 46.
Yeah, Bristol and South Wales had Somerset and Hereford.
Yeah.
East Kent and the O's had Blitzby and Norwich.
Yes.
And Rushmore and Wembley had London and Oxford. Now, I would say Blitzby, I would say are better than the Hornets.
Yes.
And I would say they're better than Somerset.
Yep.
So the third best team in those divisions, I would say Kent is better than Portsmouth and Bournemouth.
Yeah. And
that's the third best teams in the 3 divisions. I would say the Blitz B are better than the Hornets and the Wyverns.
Yep.
Which is the 4th best team. Oxford, Norwich, Hereford, fuck
they're
no.
All shit. they all went 0-8.
They're all fucking terrible. No, I'm not critiquing South Wales, right? Because Dean, don't hear what I'm not saying. You can only play what's in front of you. Come on, really. Don't hear what I'm not saying. This is not a critique of South Wales.
It's not a dig at the team.
This is purely based because of this one here. This comment here. Played okay in a shocking division.
Which is not a shocking division.
Which is not true. It is arguably the best division in D1 South.
Because you had 4 teams that scored over. You had 4 teams that scored over 100 in that division. Their defense in that division, the highest that the highest.
Yeah, but Rushmore had 3 teams that scored. Like Rushmore's division had 3 teams that scored.
Their defense sucks in that division. So they're not really playing against a good defense all the time, are they? If everyone conceded over 100 points.
The West had 4 teams that scored over 100 as well.
Yeah,
but it's more the point that if you stack up sort of the teams that finished 3, 4, 5, I believe that
Exiles will be the next team.
The East Division had the hardest 3, 4, 5 out of the 3 divisions. So it was more just because Charlie mentioned about them playing okay in a shocking division. Like South Wales I'm not taking anything away from you. You beat the O's. You beat the O's like clearly. You are the better team.
Confidently as well. So
yeah. They didn't score a point. You were the better team. You are the better team. I'm just saying you didn't play in a better division.
Yeah.
And that's all that was. It was literally just saying that they played a shocking division. They didn't. It doesn't matter because they lost anyway. They played in a division with more competition. The whole iron versus iron thing doesn't matter because they lost. They went to playoffs and they lost. South Wales is through. O's are not. Doesn't matter. We heard all season that the O's were playing garbage. Like
they're loud,
a whole bunch of bullshit.
They're loud.
Run their mouths, everything like that. So it was more just objectively that it was a more difficult division, and that was the only thing I took umbrage with. It wasn't anything to do with South Wales, trying to take anything away from South Wales. This has been a great season for them, and I would say they probably have just as much chance of making next game as
interesting
as Rushmore. No, he didn't say Rushmore has a shit defense. He said that division plays shit defense. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Hereford and Somerset were never Div 1 teams.
But they were your division.
Neither, no, and that's what he's saying. He's saying that why bring them up?
But
Norwich wasn't a Div 1 team either, and neither is Oxford. No, I'd say Rushmore is probably the only team, maybe Wembley, but Portsmouth doesn't play defense. The Hornets don't play defense, and Oxford doesn't play defense. So it's But we'll be able to see if we're right or wrong when
this weekend
when they play.
What all South Wales have to do is basically shut us up and take out Rushmore.
Yeah.
Now it's good long travel. With a solid team that went undefeated this year, so we will see. Will we not? Yeah,
I still think Mavericks and Knights make it through, but we will see.
Yeah.
Div 1 North.
Yorkshire Rams travel to the Glasgow Tigers.
And they get a celebratory bus trip back after they put 40 on them.
I'm taking Yorkshire Rams.
Everyone's been pretty civil, Adam. I'll be honest. There's been no real there's been no shit talk aimed at us. There's been a little bit of shit talk between teams, like not directly, just sort of indirectly.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty civil tonight, Adam. Actually, it's been weird.
Yeah, just wait till next week.
Yeah. The Rams get a solid victory over the Tigers. I don't see any world where that doesn't happen.
Yeah. And then
Nottingham versus Scunthorpe.
Caesars.
If there was a team that was going to beat them,
it would be Scunthorpe. But Caesars just have too much power, man. They just have too much power. I'm going to be honest. They're from whence they had 36 plays their last game, and they scored. What did they score in their last game? Oh god, it's actually bugging me out. Hold up. Where is it? There we go. So their last game, they had 36 plays and they scored 41 points.
Yeah, and that's not players, that's plays.
Plays.
Yeah.
Plays. So
yeah, the average offense should be expected to run about 50. And
their defense, they have 5 shutouts on the season. The defense has let in 9. They've allowed 9, 8, 16, 19. They've let in like 27 points, 28 points this season.
20
on defense.
According to this, they've let in 20.
Oh, is it 20? Yeah, that's stupid. They've got too much power. Unfortunately, I just don't see it.
I don't know if there's a lot of competition. This is one division. I don't know if there's a lot of competition in their division. Like you said, Shropshire's recently promoted, and then we saw the cross division play there of Shropshire just getting absolutely beaten like a rice pudding by the Alphas. The Alphas arguably were in the toughest division in Div 1.
Yeah, we love that division because that division was juicy.
So, yeah, and here we go. So, who have Nottingham played? Not really anybody. Alphas and Nottingham met in the playoffs last year. Caesars winning 20-6. Not sure you can make an argument that the Alphas have closed that gap. I think this is going to be a hell of a game, but I still think the Caesars win just because I think they are a Prem team stuck in Div 1 still. So that's my sort of opinion on it anyway. Div 2.
Yes. Actually, there was something that someone brought up to me yesterday at the Cheetahs Cats game. Before we're going to talk about the team.
I meant the skin. I meant the skin. You beat the skin off the rice pudding.
Oh shoot! Did we ever talk bad about Essex Tridents this season?
Never, because they've been great.
Thank you. So I got told that apparently we talked shit about Essex Tridents this season, and I told the person, pull up some videotape, tag me in it when you get it. I still haven't been hit up about it, but I just wanted to confirm with you if we talk shit about them.
Bring the receipts. No, not at all, because the Essex Tridents have been great. They've been great, and I've really enjoyed their first season in Brit Ball.
Yes, as a combined unit.
Yes,
it's been great. So not sure where we were talking shit about them.
I think it might have been the fact that we were talking shit about that whole sort of like area of Div 2. We were just like, this is fucking trash.
Oh yeah,
but no, the Tridents, the Tridents and the Gladiators have been like the sole bright spot for Div 2 South.
Yes,
like, everything else has just been a fucking blight. So no, I've been loving what the Tridents been doing, and that's why with them playing the Thunder this week, I have no qualms in saying the Tridents beat them.
Tridents to win, yeah. I would say the Tridents to win as well.
Comfortably.
I just realized there'll be 2 games in that. No, there won't be 2 games in that area. Yeah, roughly an hour apart. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So there we go. Scott said that because I do remember I was about to say 2 shit teams make a good team is the only flagrant statement this year. Yes, I did.
Well,
I did say that. I did say that.
It hasn't proven us wrong.
No, that was 100%. They were my words. I did say 2 shit teams can make a good team because you were both shit last year. But the Tridents are great. You know, the Sabres are gone. The fucking Spartans are gone. They were terrible. The Tridents.
I love the name. I do love the name as well.
Yeah, I do love the name. Mate, it's a sharp logo as well. Yeah. It's not like a stolen fucking college or NFL logo. I hope. Please don't tell me it is.
I've never seen this logo before. So it's definitely new to me.
Who's getting relegated from Div 1 to Div 2 this year?
Fuck knows at this moment.
Norwich.
So, but we don't know because Hornets, remember? Well, no, they forfeited 1 game.
Yeah, so Norwich and Hornets definitely because they both forfeited 1 game.
Yeah. But then does Oxford go down or does Hereford go down?
No, because I don't think they send down 3 because there's only 2 divisions. Yeah. It'll be Norwich, and it will be Hornets.
Even though Hornets in the North 6th season, Jesus.
From the North, it will be I'm assuming Humber.
Oh God.
Leicester, maybe.
No, I don't know. Leicester's no. I think
there was no forfeits in D1 North, was there? There was a couple of rescheduled games, but
but then all 3 of the bottom have the same exact record. So it's kind of.
What does it go to, like points against or some shit? Then
I think it would.
They're not going to relegate Highland because Highland is Scottish.
Yeah, no one's going to touch that. No.
So it's the fact that they're not building a Div 2. They're not, but like they are so fucking far up. They're not going to move them down into Div 2.
Or that's a very good point there, Adam. Blitz B could actually merge with Blitz A, so then Blitz B goes, and then only 1 team will go down, and 1 team will come up, and 2 teams will come up, or 1 team will come up. However that's going to happen.
I don't know. But for the North, I think it'll come down to between Humber and I think it'll be Humber and Leicester because I don't see them relegating
Scottish team
because they can't move them into Div 2 because
that doesn't make sense. They will be traveling.
There's only 4 teams in EFC 1 Scotland anyway. So if you take another team out of that, you're leaving 3 teams because there's nobody else coming in. Aberdeen didn't do anything this season for their fucking associates thing. So Highland stays because they are literally the most northern team in the entire fucking country. And can you imagine the uproar if someone from fucking North Ants
Whew.
Oh, actually, no, because it would be Div 2. So
Yeah.
where would it come from? Where would you come from?
You would come from
Donny?
Darlington or Gateshead.
Lincolnshire. Lincolnshire is the most southern. Going Lincolnshire to fucking Highland.
How long would that be?
chance.
What, like 7 hours?
Yeah, must be. Lincoln to fucking. Let's have a look. Lincoln to Inverness. Right, Lincoln. Like, because I think it's at least 6 for me, because it takes me 5 and a bit to get to Aberdeen. Inverness.
Plymouth to Highland.
Yeah, the Vanguard. It's 8 hours. It's essentially 8 hours from fucking Lincoln to Inverness. So no, they're not. Yeah, they're not. They are not relegating Highland. So
yeah, so it's either Humber or Leicester. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Humber. What will be? It'll be Humber and Leicester going down.
Yeah.
And then Norwich and Oxford, because they're both forfeited games.
Yeah, Lord.
Right.
So we will get Tridents, right?
Yeah, Tridents. Absolutely. Tridents over Sussex.
Yes. And then we have Colchester Gladiators versus Berkshire Renegades.
both of the eastern teams to beat the western teams. It's been the way it's been all season.
Max still and your mum should have never been conceived, but hey, we will carry on.
The only reason you are 7 inches is the rest of you got left on the covers. Right.
Yes.
Colchester beats Berkshire. It's like Essex beats Sussex. It's been that way all season. The West.
And that's how it's going to stay.
Yeah, the West have been dominated by the East in Div 2 this year, for Div 2 South at least. So I don't see that changing. And
then we have Darlington Steam.
It does set us up. Just before we move on, it sets us up for an Essex versus Colchester round 4. Because they played each other 3 times, so it'll set us up for Essex versus Colchester round 4. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. And did they split it? Did they?
Well, it was 3. Colchester, I think Colchester won 2. Essex won 1.
Essex won 1. Ooh, could they double it? Could they both win 2 games in the season?
Oh God! Well, I mean, Essex will be looking for it, but no, it'll be because it'll be at home in Colchester. Obviously, it's not that big of a travel. Essex to Colchester, it's still in.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Apparently, they've only played twice, so it'll only be round 3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Essex. Oh, it was 13-12 the first game, and then the second game was 23-15 to Colchester both times. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Well, who did Colchester? Oh, that's right. Colchester lost to Ouse Valley.
Yeah.
I was like, Colchester's got 1 loss. Essex has got 2, so they, 2 wins, 1. Yeah, no, I forgot they've lost to Ouse Valley.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. So some people, hey, you got to show us that it's that I'm wrong. But hey,
right.
Anyway,
in the north,
we got Darlington Steam versus Staffordshire Surge. I'm going with the Steam. I want to go with the Surge, but the Steam have been.
Yeah, but the Steam lost to Gateshead last time round.
But Staffordshire finished 2nd in the division. That doesn't mean anything. And the Steam were on the road when they lost to Gateshead. They scored 314 points.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Steam, but I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, so it feels like the Surge will pull something out of the hat.
I will not be surprised if we get a Surge victory. I'm taking the Steam, but if the Surge get the win, like, I wouldn't see it as an upset. So to speak.
It does feel like that. It does feel like something. It feels odd picking.
Whereas if Gateshead beats Sandwell, I would see that as an upset. I'm taking the Steelers, so I'm just jumping in there right now on that one. If Gateshead beat the Steelers, that to me is an upset.
Yeah, I'm taking Steelers as well, to be fair.
Yeah, so the Surge could easily do it. I'm not picking them to do it, but I will not be surprised if they do.
Agree. Wow, that was a very quick episode.
Is that everything?
Wow. That's everything. That's it. All
12
done.
games. 12
12
games.
games.
Is that it?
Yeah, that is all. That is.
Oh, boo!
Oh, now you're upset.
No. We picked every game the fucking same.
Yeah, I know. Look, there's nothing that you can. There's no point in trying to pick an upset because.
Boo!
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Fuck it, I'm gonna take the Surge then. I'm gonna do it. Picked every game the same. I'm gonna take the Surge. That's what I'm on the fence about. So if I'm on the fence about it and we need to spice it up, I'll take the Surge. Let's go Staffordshire. Let's go Staffordshire.
Let's go Steam. Let's go Darlington. Let's get it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm going to drop a game this week. I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this.
Damn.
That's week 17. That is everything.
And we'll only have 8 games or 6 games to pick after that.
So what we'll have 2 games.
The semi-finals, yeah.
2 games in the Prem. Yeah, 2 games in the Prem, 2 games in Div 1.
And 2 games in Div 2.
And 2 games in Div 2.
Wow, the season's coming to an actual end. It's
4 games. 4 games in Div 1. 2 games in the Prem, 4 games in Div 1, 2 games in Div 2. So 2-4-2.
Yes. Yeah, because they have
There's eight Div 1 teams playing this week. There's only 4 Div 2.
There's 8 Div 1 team playing this week. There's 8. Oh wait, no, it will be 2-4-4.
It'll be 2-2-4. 2-4-2.
It'll be 2-4-4. Or no.
2-4-2.
2-4-2. Because there's 8 games playing in the quarterfinals this week in the Div 1.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 8 teams playing in Div 2.
There's not 8 teams playing in Div 2 because that would mean
there is, because there's 4 divisions. There's 4 quarterfinal games.
Oh, yes, there is.
So it is.
So it's 4-4-2. It's going to be a classic football formation.
Yeah, 4. So 2 games. So there'll be 6 games left. There'll be 6 games left. Because it'll be the semi-finals. So there'll be 2 games in Div 2, the promotion games, and then 2 games in in Div 1, the promotion games, and then the semi-finals in the Prem. So it'll be 2-2-2. And then it'll be 1-1-1.
I can't do maths.
Obviously. Had me questioning myself there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been getting teams and games mixed up. I was looking at the thing and I was like, yeah. Aaron turns up right to go. You guys
at the right time.
Yes, two games in Div 1 because there's 4 teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Right. Jesus. The season's coming to an end. I
can't wait.
In 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
In 3 weeks and counting, 4 weeks and counting. We'll be crowning our Premiership Championship on the 8th of September. And the Div 1 champions on the 8th of September.
Yep, and then
Division 2 on the 7th. And then the women's 9v9 champions on the 7th of September. Unless BAFA changes it, but I assume it's going to be the exact same how it will be how it was last year.
And then 4 days after that, the NFL kicks off.
Boom! Playoff fantasy football.
That's it. Sunday. That's it. Sunday is the end of Brit Ball, and then the following Thursday night is the
NFL.
I believe it might be Chiefs Ravens.
It is the Chiefs Ravens. I'm not staying up for it because
I'll be staying up for that.
I got work the next day. I can't really. My ass will be tired as for even though it will be a Friday. I can't afford to do that.
That's fair enough. Right. And with those notes, we're going to call it there, boys. This has been the Week 17 rundown. We will be back for essentially a full schedule of can't have a full schedule. Yeah, no, a full schedule of playoff football next week. It's all playoff football predictions next week. So we will be back with that, the rundown of everything that happened in week 17. Micah will switch the pineapple on because he hasn't done it in a couple of weeks, and I'm hopefully going to have a fan in here because I'm a sweaty fucking mess. I'm Oz.
I'm Micah.
We are the rundown. Thank you very much, and we will catch